Welcome everyone, welcome one and all. You're back in the Soda Dimension with the RPG Capper. Today, we are going to be debuting our strategy series here on this channel. And the game in question that'll help kick off the strategy series is this. We will be covering Warsong for the Sega Genesis. So, for the duration of the week, we'll be covering a couple streams that will involve a little bit of the playthrough of the game here. And Warsong, also known as Landgrasser in Japan, is a strategy RPG series which involves your characters commanding various troops, monsters, and the like in a campaign that stretched across 20 scenarios to procure the legendary sword Warsong and preventing its powers from being abused by the Dalsis Empire and the god of chaos. So we're going to be debuting the game here today on this channel, just as a means of providing a little more extra variety. So in previous streams, it has always been an alteration. I've always alternated between just a standard turn-based RPG and an action RPG, and we've already covered out, and we've got those bases covered with Tales of Eternia and Earthbound Beginnings. But I kind of want to, I want to create a little bit more variety for this channel, so we're just going to sprinkle in an extra SRPG or strategy RPG element, and I've decided this would be a good game as any to help kick that part off. So, we'll get started. I'll try to explain the mechanics as best as possible, since the game is a little bit more complex in terms of how its mechanics are executed. Since we're now dealing with strategy or combat mechanics, aside from your typical one-on-one or one party versus another party of monsters kind of mechanics. So things are a little bit different, but I'll explain to it as from the best of my ability. So for today's stream, I'm going to be looking at tackling the first couple scenarios in this game, and then in the next stream we'll do another 2 scenarios, and so on. So there's a grand total of 20 scenarios in this game, so we're kind of looking at possibly completing Warsong in 10 streams or so. And also, we'll just see how it goes. So then in the next week, we're going to be mixing this game up with Tales of Eternia and Earthbound Beginnings. Okay, so just give me a moment just to set things up. So I'll be right back. Okay, got the limbs out. Okay, now let's switch over to our game screen. Pardon the static. Alright, let's fire up this bad boy. Warsong, trademark and copyright 1991, Trico Corporation Limited, licensed by Sega Enterprises Limited. Press start. Trico being the American publishers and localizers for Warsong, and the Japanese publisher is Masaya. But TCS Corporation is pretty much were the original developers for this game. Just a heads up. Okay, so with that little intro showing a sorcerer setting the castle ablaze, you have we're getting a bit of a taste of what to expect with this game. Well, without further ado, let's pick up a new game, shall we? Prologue. 1. Escape from the castle. The legendary sword Warsong was said to give its possessor magical power, but now, regarded as sacred, it was hidden deep in Castle Baltia. Win. Garrett's escape. Lose. Death of Garrett. So Garrett is the main protagonist of this particular game. He's Prince of the Kingdom of Baltia, and is said to be the inheritor of the legendary magical sword Warsong, which pretty much is supposed to be like the Excalibur or the Masamune of this particular game. So we're gonna be commanding a couple. We're gonna be commanding a couple flanks. Right now we have two commanders at our disposal. One will be Garrett. Another one will be of his. Another one will be Baldarov, his personal trainer. And as once you see down there, the friends, those are NPC commanders who will be able to command their own various troops to whom we cannot control ourselves. So you see 4 of them. There's a king. We have a warlock. We have also another fighter and a crocodile knight. We have enemies that are. One of them shows like a lizard knight along with his lizard troops. A sorcerer with fire elementals. An armored commander with archers, and another armored commander with footmen. All right. Okay, so what we're gonna need to do is help Garrett escape from Castle Baltia, and we cannot let him die no matter what. Otherwise, it's game over. So here's a miniature layout of the castle with the dots representing the starting positions of the enemy. Okay, so now here is basically here is the main status screen for Garrett and all the other commanders that you're going to get in game. You can have up to 8 commanders. So right now we only can command Garrett and his personal trainer Baldarov, who's the swordmaster. So the cap for this game, there is a leveling system, and your commanders can earn experience points that can then help them level them up whenever you defeat enemy units and the enemy commanders as well. And there is an XP meter that fills up along the way. And every 10 levels, your characters can rise up in rank and get a new class assigned to them. So Garrett's starting class is out of a fighter, which is alright for low-level combat, but as we progress through the game, we're going to have to give him better titles, better ranks, which comes with better stats in order to help him deal with the more greater perils and evils that will behoove him. Baldarov here, he's shown to be level 9. But the game actually has... Okay, so the game lets you go up two ranks, and the third and final rank will just be the rank that you're going to carry to the end of the game. So it's every 10 levels to change ranks. So the leveling process caps at level 29. And if you're at level 29, all you can really do is fill your XP meter to full, and that's it. That's where it stays. There is no level 30. Because you cannot, because then it would indicate, if there was a level 30, that would indicate another class upgrade, but there isn't. So you can only class up twice. Alright, so Baldarov is already maxed out. So we don't have to worry about building him up. It's Garrett who we want to be focusing on. Baldarov has a final rank of Swordmaster. And he will actually he can actually just help serve as your personal bodyguard to help deal with some of the more stronger enemies. But we want to use them as less as possible so we can help build up Garrett. So, Garrett has a starting attack of 23, defense of 21, no magic to use because he has not been assigned any magic, and of movement of 6 tiles maximum, since it is tile-based strategic combat. Starting level 1, range of 3, in case he's capable of using ranged attacks in the foreseeable future. And his current class gives him an additional additional revision attack bonus of +2 and a defense bonus of +2. So, with the revision, it would put his attack to 25, his defense to 23, respectively. Now, you can also... Now, one of the key features of this game is that you do need to command your soldiers. You can have up to 8 units per commander. So, if I were to select Garrett here, we can get soldier or start item. Now, we cannot select any items in just about yet, because special items will be assigned to you as you complete certain scenarios later in the game. We have not been given any items yet. That doesn't come for a while. So, for now, let's just recruit a soldier. So right now, all Garrett can do is recruit a standard soldiers who cost 40 points each. We have a starting purse of 350 points. The soldiers have a standard attack of 20 and a defense of 14, and a movement and a maximum tile movement of 6, provided that they can cross the terrain that is compatible with their compatible with their respective own class. Now the game has various other tiles that represent different terrains. There's plains, forest, castle walls, rivers, oceans, and some terrains can offer you additional defense bonuses, but can also cause penalties to movement based upon the soldier class. So, while soldiers can actually give a full movement of 6 across regular grass, they can that movement gets cut in half when they have to ascend mountains. I mean, and but other classes like archers can actually move full force more swiftly since they're elves. But anyways, let's just start recruiting a few soldiers. So we have a starting purse of 350. They cost 40 points per soldier. So we're gonna assign 4 soldiers to Garrett to start. Go to end to complete our purchase. So 4 soldiers have now been assigned to his command. So now we're gonna move to Baldarov. So Baldarov, while he can hold his own at an attack of 25 and defense of 22, he cannot use magic and has a movement range of 6. Should he also be able to use range attacks, he should be able to reach up to 4 tiles. He does not get any attack bonuses, but he does have a +9 defense bonus for his particular class. So he can have up to a maximum of 31 defense. Now, Baldarov here can take command of 3 different types of units: soldiers, horsemen, and archers. Horsemen here are a little bit more expensive at 60 points a piece, while archers cost 70 points a piece. And they also have their respective attacks and defenses and movement ranges, as you see here. So, let's just at least provide... Now, soldiers, horsemen, and archers work in a rock, paper, scissors type attack format. Soldiers can have an advantage over archers, while archers can have an advantage over horsemen. And horsemen can have advantages over soldiers. So rock, paper, scissors. So the important thing is to know what type of troops the enemy will be commanding, so you can assign your respective troops that can help deter the enemy much more easily. But in this case, we're gonna go with horsemen. Okay, so we cannot use horsemen because we're getting too low. So we can only have up to 3 horsemen in Baldarov's command. But that should be okay in this particular instance. So we're gonna go to end, so that leaves us with 10 points remaining, and those points will carry over into the next scenario for every scenario 1 and for any additional enemy troops defeated. So we got 4 soldiers for Garrett to control, and 3 soldiers for Baldarov to control. So we're pretty much done here for now, so let's go to start. Okay, so the scenario is about to begin. We're starting off in Baltia Castle. The blue dots represent the position of the enemy commanders. So we have an enemy commander that's going to be positioned on the western exit. There's an enemy commander on the eastern exit, an enemy commander that's scaling the moat in the south, and another enemy commander that's coming up the path in the southeast. The crosses will indicate the starting position for our allied commanders, mainly here Garrett and Baldarov. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to position Garrett here to the west and Baldarov here a little bit to the east. So now that they have their starting position, and when their positions are assigned, the respective commanders will be grayed out. And all you can do then is go to end to complete the assignment. So let's begin this scenario, shall we? Turn 1. And it's all turn-based combat. We get the allies get a turn and the enemy gets a turn. So every turn there's a player phase which the allies control, and there's an enemy phase which the enemies will be controlled, and the enemy is controlled entirely by the computer. And there's also some dialogue between allies and enemies here, as you see. Sabra. King Alphador, the castle is surrounded by the enemy. Alphador says, Garrett, you should try to escape the Solaris. Our friend Carleone is there. Okay. Father, I cannot leave you to fight alone. You must leave and gather more troops. We will be alright. Your Highness, the enemy has started to move. Baldarov, go with Garrett and guard him. I swear to protect him with my life. We will protect the castle. Hurry, you must leave soon. There's no time to waste. Go, now! Okay, so we're starting our turn. So we have our cursor that we can move across the map as so, and it will highlight the different tiles that the cursor will move to. So you have a road here, and in the bottom of the screen is a little bar that'll provide descriptions of everything that the cursor highlights. So for this road, you'd see like a picture of the road plus a percentage. The number, the scenario, and the turn number. So we're starting with the first scenario on the first turn. Okay, so the 0% and the grass here showing 10% and the woods showing 20% and the castle parapet here 40% and the walls 40%, these indicate the defense terrain bonuses. If your particular unit occupies this tile, in addition, they get an additional defense bonus that gets added to their defense stat. So you just take the defense bonus, multiply that by the defense stat, and then add the result to that particular unit. And this does become this is a good strategic way to get one up over the enemy if the enemy is in a tile that does not provide them with a defense bonus. And as long as you have that defense bonus, you can actually get one over on the enemy. But there will be some scenarios where there will be no defense bonuses assigned due to the fact that your characters might be inside a chamber where the ground is the same no matter what. We actually select the different types of unit here. So we have a merman here that's under the control of Tiberon the Crocodile Knight. They have a 15% bonus because they are occupying a damaged ruin spot of the castle, and the ruins provide some additional coverage for the mermen. The mermen themselves tend to share the level of the commander. As you can see, these are level 5. They get a 2+. They have an attack of 24 plus 2 bonus, defense 6 plus 2 bonus, and a starting HP of 10. So every unit has an HP of 10, but this also represents 10 soldiers in a unit. In each unit that is shown in one tile. While the commanders themselves just have 10 hit points, period. And the commanders themselves, you also see a little bar in the bottom right-hand corner, which represents the XP meter. And for every enemy successfully destroyed by the commander or his troops, that little meter fills up, and when that meter fills up to full, the commander will level up, or it will stay full if the commander has reached their final level and are capped. So the timestamp represents the fact you have a full 10 units, and it will go down accordingly as when the units take damage from the enemy. And if it goes to 0, that unit is destroyed and it blows up in a fireball, which is this game's clever way of showing how the characters die. Ditto for the commanders. So your characters, the allied characters, face right while the enemy characters face left. So here's the enemy that we have to deal with. There's a Chief Commander Lord. He has a level 2, attack 27, defense 24, HP 10, and MP and magic points of 8. So he can use magic. Also, and he commands Dark Elf archers. So we're gonna have to get through these guys in order to escape out the western exit. And just make our way out. But we can still technically win this scenario by defeating all the enemies in the screen. It's going to be difficult, but if it's done, we can get a lot of money out of it, and which will improve our chances to hire more soldiers in subsequent scenarios. So let's take another quick look here. So if I were to press this, so I can press start button, which if I were to press this end of phase just means I'm just giving up my churn and just passing it over to the enemy. We don't want to do that just yet. We want to make sure all of our allied commanders have made their move. Full size map. If I were to select this, it actually just shows the miniature map from afar with the blue dots representing the enemy and the gold dots representing the allies. Winning condition. So, as stated in the prologue, win Garrett's escape, lose different Garrett. So if we missed out on the winning condition at the prologue, we can just go here to see. So we cannot let Garrett die off no matter what. So Garrett's depicted over here. We'll get to him in a moment. Semi-automatic means that you can let the game automatically control your allies to an extent. I mean, so sometimes you can probably let the game play itself, but I prefer to play the game manually. Game speed can be slow, normal, or fast, so we'll leave it on normal for the time being. BGM, you can turn the music on or off, we'll leave it on, because the score is done by Noriyuki Iwadare, who is a very good composer, and he makes a lot of kick-ass tracks, and he really makes good use of the Genesis sound chip in this game. Interruption means data save, continue playing. So you can either pretty much continue playing yes, just to continue playing the game, or no to go back to the title screen and just call it for the day. But we've only just started, so we're going to continue playing. Okay, and if I were to press the A button here on the Genesis pad, you can get a slightly zoomed out version, which lets you see a little bit more of the map that isn't reduced to complete sprites. So here is the entire map of the first scenario. We have depictions of plains, rivers, like some with shallow water, some with deeper water, mountains, enemy commanders in there, and the lake. Okay, now we're going back to the regular view. So now let's get started. So now let's just start giving our commanders and their troops a bit of order, shall we? First, let's select Garrett here. So, your commanders have 5 different options to choose from. Move is to move your commanders to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. Okay, so basically, yeah, so you can actually use the move command. It changes, the cursor changes the wing boot, and the highlighted areas represent the spots that you can move your commanders to. So in this case, let's just see about... I'm going to put Garrett here a little bit over here. So he's going to move into this spot, and then he grays out, showing the end of his unit's churn. So when the character has been assigned to their respective position, right, their commander, they're grayed out, and an E is shown to represent end of their particular turn for this, end of their phase for this particular turn, and they can only make another move or another command at the start of the next turn. So in any case, that's all we could really do in here. So we still see Garrett's stats as like that we can see Garrett's stats here, which are similar to the stats we've seen at the beginning of the game when we were assigning troops. There's also attack, where if he's next to an enemy, he can, if he's adjacent to the enemy's tile, which means he's like one tile to the right, left, up, or down, he can launch an attack against the enemy. Now, attacks can be done either with the commander or with his troops. Garrett can either engage the enemy directly, or he can command his own troops to engage the enemy. Magic is like a cast a magic spell outside of battle and the effects can either help benefit your party or cause damage or status effects to the enemy. Treat means you can treat your wounds, and whenever you treat your wounds, you recover 3 HP per turn. But when you treat your wounds, you have to give up a turn to do it. So, as soon as you treat your wounds, you recover 3 HP. But you cannot make any more moves until the next turn. And command here, which we can still have access to, it gives out additional commands to your troops in the meantime. So the boot here represents move, the shield represents defense, sword represents attack, and the finger represents manual. So if you were to end your phase right now, and you are and the symbol is at move, your troops will be moved by the computer into a particular position. If they're with a shield, they'll take up defense positions, most likely a diamond or a box formation. Attack means that they will continue attacking any other enemies if they're within range, and manual means that the troops will not do anything. It'll just be left up to you to. If you choose to prematurely end your phase, the troops will just remain in place, and until you decide you're going to move them yourself. So the computer does not control the troops if you pretty much just set the command to manual. But that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to set it to manual and just leave it as the finger here, because I would rather just strategically command my troops myself instead of letting the computer do it. Okay, so that's done. So we cover the basic parts of how the game operates. There is still the battle screen, but we'll be dealing with that a little bit later. So your troops can only move or attack here. That's all the soldier can do. So we're gonna reposition the soldier. Let's put him here adjacent to Garrett. Let's put him over here. Let's keep those soldiers close to Garrett as possible. Okay, now this is an immovable unit. When it says immovable unit, these are units that can only be controlled by the NPC. This soldier works under King Alphador. And then when it says immovable unit, these are NPC units. The computer is 100% in control of them. We cannot do anything with these units. And they will only act during the end of your phase and then at the enemy's phase. So now that we have moved all of our units, okay, of course, Garrett has 4 soldiers, so now we're going to deal with Baldarov. So we're going to move him. Let's position him next to Garrett. The horseman can only move or attack. And position him over here. So here's a guardsman. They serve under Calais the Warlock. There are other soldiers that serve under Sabra the Fighter. She's a fighter as well. There's also the Serpent Knight as well. Okay, so now that we have moved all of our manual units here, so all we can do in this case is end the phase. But before we get started on the enemy's phase, I'm just going to set the BGM to off right now. And I will be right back. I just want to make a quick bathroom break. Alright, and we're back. So let's just turn the music back on. Okay, so now that we're back to the action, we can allow end our phase and let the enemy take its turn. Also the player NPCs can also take a turn too. So here's the battle screen. So they have engaged in battle. Okay, that's one enemy unit down, and they blow up. And of course, mermen have a movement advantage on the water, as well as a 50% defense bonus. And when they're on land, that defense bonus is gone. And the additional swords that you see represent a successful hit landed against the enemy. Now it's time for the enemy to take a turn, and for our allies to counter. As you can see, the enemy's doing a good job slaughtering the allies. I am Tiberon. You must first defeat me to go any further. As you can see, the commanders are just a little bit more stronger than their own troops. But they could still be bested by enemy troops. Now it's time for the enemy priest to make a move. And his fire elementals. And the Serpent Knight and his lizardmen are now scaling the walls. One of them have breached the walls and are now attacking the guardsmen. Okay, it's time for the second churn. See that each commander oversees the treatment of their injured troops. Yes, Your Highness. Also, if any commander is injured, see that they receive treatment. Yes, I understand. Don't get yourself killed. Not a chance. Prince, we should be going now. Yes, I'm coming. Okay, so now we're gonna start the second turn. We had our allies cut down to size, but now we really need to start engaging the enemy. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is the following. I do want my soldiers to have a chance at besting the enemy. So I'm gonna position Garrett over here. Now I'm gonna move my soldier over here and have him engage the archer. But the archer does have a 15% bonus because it has the cover of the rules. So we're gonna see how this battle plays out. But it is rock, paper, scissors since soldiers have an advantage against archers. Okay, so archer is down. And we gained a little bit of XP from that victory. But we also lost 2 men in that unit. But we can replenish men as long as the soldier stands adjacent to their commander. So we're going to position another soldier and engage the archers. And as the enemy clashes with each other, there's always dice roll RNG at work here. So sometimes the defenses will check out, sometimes the attacks will check out based upon the resulting roll. And the rolls are always being calculated continuously as each soldier clashes with the enemy. Okay, so there's no room to bypass. So we're gonna put a soldier over here, and because there's other enemy units in the way, so we can only access tiles that are lit up. The ones that are not lit up it says can't move. So we're gonna put them over here. Okay, so Baldarov does need to be protecting Garrett. We can't do anything about Calais and Savara and Alfador. They're NPC units. And if they go down, it doesn't mean that they're permadeath. Permadeath does happen in this game, but it's only within manually controlled commanders. But we also have to be very careful as well, because if we have any characters that are permadeath, it changes the ending of the game. And I want to try and keep all of my commanders alive by the end of the game. So in any case, let's move Baldarov's men. And of course, Baldarov cannot gain any XP or any because of the fact that he's maxed out. So we only have 3 horsemen for him to command, and Garrett only has 4 soldiers. Okay, so they finished their movement, so we're ending the phase, and now we'll let the rest of the allies take their turn, and then we're moving on to the enemy. This is our last chance. We don't let them through. Okay. Firing a magic arrow to weaken the Wizard Knight, and the Lizard Knight and one of the Lizard Men have fallen. I pledge my life to defend the Baltia Empire. Alright, it's time for the enemy to take a turn. They're gonna attack. They're gonna attack in Savara here. They landed a hit. Okay, so they're really ganging up on Savara right now. Okay, we lost one of Garrett's units. The enemy will always go after units that have less men. Okay, so now they're engaging Garrett directly. He took 3 points of damage from that one. And the priest and his elementals are getting closer to the castle. Lizard Knight heals. Lose a guardsman. Okay, so the lizardmen have been beaten back this time around. But the next unit will come in to finish the job that the previous unit did. Okay, so in this particular instance, I can position Garrett here onto the parapet. This gives him a 40% defense bonus. And I will have him take out the archers. But I also have to be extremely careful because Garrett could... Yeah, Garrett could also pretty much suffer. If he dies, I mean, that's it. This scenario's over. And of course, you see that there is a glowing radius around the commander. So that pretty much represents the command radius. So whenever your soldiers are within that radius, they get the attack and defense bonus. And it's important to keep your units within that radius, because if they step out of range, those bonuses are not assigned, and they run a very high risk of being wasted by the enemy. So we need to keep those defense and attack bonuses on at all times by keeping our soldiers close to our commander. So I could destroy this archer here who has an HP of 7, but this will give an incentive for the chief commander to take us to try his luck against Garrett here, who's still on the parapet. He has a 40% defense bonus, but it's still possible for him to wipe Garrett. So to be on the safe side, I'm just gonna have my soldier here attack these archers. I can lose units, but I cannot under any circumstance lose my commanders. Okay, so now Baldarov has to move. We are going... Oh, hang on a minute. We still have a couple of our other soldiers. Yeah, we want to still... Oh no, they're out of range. So this isn't. We're gonna have to demonstrate. It says when they're not within that command range, they do not get the bonuses. Is it? Yeah. So in this particular instance, we are just okay. I can still take a chance since there's only two archers left. We're throwing the dice with this, but if the results do look favorable, you could give it a try. And remember, every enemy unit defeated fills up that XP meter. We want to try to get Garrett up to level 2 before this scenario is completed. So anyways, now let's move up to... let's just... Okay, we're going to move... okay, in this case, if the enemy archer is at level only has 4 HP left, so there's only 4 men left in this particular unit. Most likely, they're going to go right back up to their commander and get themselves healed up. So, I would pretty much, in this case, put the horsemen next to Baldarov in this case. The horsemen should only come to the aid if Garrett's in serious trouble. But remember, it's always easy to gamble in this game. And I hope that my decision has not doomed me. So let's end the phase. Okay, so Tiburon's taking out the other archer. Sabara's healing herself. And treatments only restore 3 HP as stated before. Okay, guardsman going after the lizards. Calais has got to level 6. Right now, she's NPC, but later on, we have the chance to command her, even if she does get defeated in this scenario. And her XP meter is very small, so she can level up very quickly. Okay. Okay, they slaughter all but one soldier in this unit. But the archers are coming back in to finish the job. Okay, the priestess... No, the priest is at the east bridge, and he's making his way into the castle. Fourth turn. Okay, in this case, I'm gonna treat Garrett, restore 3 HP to him. We only have like 2 enemy archers remaining, and then there's the chief commander who we're gonna have to deal with. Okay, so I'll position the soldier over here. I could have the soldier engage the archer, but I have no guarantee that the soldiers will completely wipe the unit out. But I do need that XP. I cannot engage a soldier here because they're on the parapet, and that is a 40% defense bonus. They have a 10%. Okay, so it's 10% meets 10%, so it's equal defense bonuses for the soldier and the archer. So, you know what? I'm gonna give it a try. Okay, that didn't really do much of anything. We only took out a couple of the archers here. Okay, we're gonna position our cavaliers. There we go. Give Tiburon also a chance to level up, because even though he's NPC, any levels that he does raise will also carry over into manual control later on in the game. So we can also control Tiburon later on in the game along with Calais and Sabara. Okay, Alphador's on there. Okay, so that's pretty much done. This soldier is under Alphador's command, so we can't do much of anything about that. Ending the phase. There goes another enemy archer unit. That leaves one enemy archer unit on the western bridge. Okay, the enemy's up. That was a lot of rerolls against Sabara, and Sabara ends up taking 1 point of damage. Okay. One sword wave was able to take out that entire unit. Archer comes out from the parapet, engages... Okay, engages the soldier unit. 3 soldiers survive. And the priest casts his magic to give what looked to be 2 points of damage to Sabara. I can't let you go any further. Calais roasts the lizards and takes 1 point of damage in the skirmish. gonna position the soldier over here, and I'm gonna have... Okay, let's have Garrett engage. Okay, that really did not finish off. Okay, then you know what? Let's do it like... Actually, I'm a little bit concerned, because then that would give the Lord, the enemy commander here, the chance to take a swing at Garrett. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna throw the dice on this. Okay, we took out all the archers. But here's what I'm gonna do. I do need to make sure that Garrett is protected, so I'm gonna assign a horseman here. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can soften up the enemy commander here. Okay, so that puts him down to 5. So now, okay, so when the enemy is at 7 or less, they will have to heal themselves up. They will only tend to engage against other enemy, against the allies, if they have an HP of 8 through 10. But at least I softened them up, so we will not be going after Garrett immediately. But I am going to need to reposition Baldarov and the horseman here. Good. So all of our manual units have been moved, so we're going to end the phase. Sabra heals. Calais casts. Okay, that takes care of the soldiers. They come down off the walls to engage against Sabra again, and Sabra wipes the floor with them. Another enemy unit disposed of. Now he casts, the High Priest to cast the dragons, brings Sabra's HP down to 5, and now the elementals are deployed. And they make short work of Sabra. But she's not dead, she's only really defeated right now. She'll be returned to us later on. Okay, they're surrounding Calais. So let's heal up Garrett. The soldier here will go back back on the parapet. Let's put the soldier back because we need to heal up our units. Let's have the horsemen engage the commander again. As long as I can soften him up, it should be okay for Garrett to finish him off. Now, normally I could go help Calais, but we would be out of the command radius, so we would not get our attack and defense bonuses. So we're going to position him back here. So now Tiberon will engage the commander. Okay, he defeats the commander, he goes up to level 6. So now the western way is clear. They land a hit on Calais. Okay. Make sure everyone gets nicely treated. Let's heal. Get all soldiers nicely healed up. them. Tiburon heals. Calais heals. Oh, and here's another thing. When enemies use their magic, their MP is limited as well. They don't get unlimited MP like other enemies in other RPG games. Once their MP is gone, they're gone. They're pretty much... all they can do is fight physically. Okay, Churn 8. But Calais' MP is also gone, so she cannot cast Magic Arrow, and this priest cannot cast the dragons. Okay, so let's advance. Okay, so horses cannot climb parapets, of course. We're gonna leave this guy over here. And Tiburon heals to full. Calais engages the Lizardman. She gets to level 7. The priest makes his way to the throne room. He's going to engage Alphador's personal guard. And he wipes the floor. Damn, Warsong, I love this game. I love it too. And I'm debuting it here on today. I wanted a little bit more variety, so I'm gonna debut a strategy RPG. So it's still the beginning of the game. This is like the very first scenario. How are you doing today, Squall Cloud? Okay, so Tiburon's going to engage the enemy. I thought you were going to go for a total win, haha, but it's possible it requires a lot of loads, No, you could still win this scenario by defeating all the enemy units, but it really falls down to whether Alphador here can deflect against all the elementals and the priest. I mean, Alphador has crazy defense. Although I have to lose Sabra, Calais, as you see here, and Tiburon will probably end up kicking the butt. Well, not kicking the butt, but rather be defeated right now. Garrett, I pray that you survive. Since NPC commander unit, allied NPC units don't really die. They only perma-die if they are manually controlled. Nature of the end, RNG could be a lot of loading your in-term save. Yeah, it does fall to a lot of RNG dice rolls here. But I have to see how Alphador fares, because his survival will determine whether or not I can get the full payout bonus at the end of this scenario. Oh my god, they're just ganging up on the king here. Alright. Again, I'll only end this scenario, under the regular... under the regular conditions if Alphador falls. If Alphador doesn't fall, I'm gonna let the scenario play itself out, because he alone could pretty much just give me total victory and total payouts. Anyways, but I'm gonna keep my guys here on the western path just in case. noise. That's the end of their movement, so let's see how Alphador will fare. Because he has to deal with 4 different units of elementals here. And the enemy's trying to heal. Okay, it's not looking good for the king. Nope, the king's dead. We gotta hightail it. Oh well. Actually, I think I was supposed to go... Well, no, I don't... whatever. I think I was supposed to go to the northwest, but I'm just gonna try the southwest exit. Okay, so Tiburon's now trying to engage. Okay, all the elementals are healing themselves. That's not looking good for the allies. And he explodes. Okay, turn 12. Okay, so now we definitely need to get to that exit. Father, I will return with the reinforcements from Solus. You can count on me. So we earn 1,320 points from that. Not bad. So we're going to save the data. Okay, start of Scenario 2. Prologue. To Solus. Garrett escaped from Baltia and now makes his way to Solus. On the way, he meets a group of travelers. Win. Mina's escape. Lose. Depamina and Garrett. Okay, so for this particular scenario, once again, we're going to be controlling Garrett and Baldarov. Our NPC commander this time is Mina the cleric. And this time we're going to be dealing off with various Tiki tribesmen and their shamans. Okay, so we got 4 groups of 6 and 1 group of 4. Alright, so here's the path. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 groups that are waiting for us. Okay, so now that we have all that extra money accumulated, well, those extra points accumulated from defeating the enemy units last time, let's just get our soldiers hard up, shall we? This time we have enough to recruit a full to recruit 8 full units to our command. We're gonna get some more horsemen. Okay, that leaves us with 520 points remaining. We don't have any items, so let's start the game. Okay. Okay, so let's see. So we're starting all the way in the south. Okay, if I remember correctly, I think we need to position Balderov here, up here, then Garrett gets positioned now south below him, since Balderov has to serve as the guard, and Garrett will just come up a little bit later. So Balderov is not only guarding Garrett, he has to guard Mina as well. I will assign him to personal guard duty for Mina, and Garrett can also build up a little bit of extra XP on the side to get his character up. Okay, all the units are being assigned to the map. Mina, I feel ashamed for making you come all this way with me. It's alright, Mina. We were on the way to Solaris anyway. I sense something wrong here. Thieves! Mina, we've almost reached the city. Let's try to get through all at once. I'm right behind you. Watch out, they're coming from the back. Head for the city. Let's get them all! Okay, so we have to make certain... Okay, before we get started, let's check the winning condition. Win. Mina's escape. Lose. Dev, Mina, and Garrett. So we cannot lose either character here. Okay, so in any case, let's just engage with the guys right behind us. So we're fighting off against the Barbarian. They're at level 3 with an attack of 19 and defense of 14. They have no additional defense. They have no additional defense bonuses or magic bonuses. Okay, struck them down with only 4 units remaining. Okay, Garrett has gotten to level 2, but let's keep earning that XP because we want to get him to level 10 so we can give him a class change and ditch this ridiculous fighter class and provide him with something that's more preferable for the field of combat. Okay, so we have Mina here, but there's also a shaman and his tiki men closing in on them as well. So I'm gonna have Balderov take care of these riffraffs. I'll position Balderov over here, and we are going to have the horsemen come up this way, but their movement will be restricted since they're entering heavy brush. Okay, we slaughtered those pigs. Okay, we're gonna position one over here. Position one over here. Position one over here. Okay, we're gonna have them enter this cluster of brush right here just to repel the shaman and the barbarians. We're gonna position one over here. It looks like they're still within the command radius, so they'll get their bonuses. Okay? We cannot move Mina or hurt citizens because they are NPCs, but let's just hope that Mina is at least smart enough to stay behind Balderov and doesn't cause her or her fellow girls to walk into an open assault. Alright? We're done our churn. Time for the enemy to take their turn. Or rather, let's just wait for Mina and her girls to take their turn, then let the enemy take their turn. Okay, they made a smart move here. They're staying right next to Balderov. Okay. The tribesmen are on the move. Okay, he's firing a magic arrow to weaken Baldarov a bit, but that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy considering that Baldarov's maxed out. Okay, they're gonna try. Okay, they're attacking from the hills. That's that's kind of smart. But our guys are still built. But the horsemen are tanks here. Okay, one of the horsemen... Okay, one of the tribesmen really managed to hold off that time. Okay, so the Tiki men are going to go after the weakened units. Smart move. Okay, this time they have to deal with a full unit. Okay, we managed to beat back the Tiki man, but we only have one surviving soldier. And the other Tiki man is going to come in and finish the job. Well, we did manage to take out one Tiki man in the process. Alright. Okay, so... Garrett here has only lost 1 HP, so it's not cause for alarm. What I'm gonna do is I'll have him engage this. Okay, the dice roll failed, so Garrett maintains his defense. Okay, put this unit over here and engage these 5 Tiki men. I want to build up as much of the XP as possible for Garrett. So that's why we're going after the enemy units before the commander. We need that XP. Attacking units are positioned on the right, defending units are positioned on the left in skirmish screens. We're going to position our soldiers in this Paget Forest and get an additional defense bonus against the Tiki men. We still lose a soldier. Okay. That's the end of them. So now let's soften up this shaman. Okay. Puts him down to a 6. Only managed to take 1 HP off him. Okay, so nothing doing there. So now it's back to Baldarov. Okay, let's take out this last Tiki man. There we go. So now what's left to do is attack this shaman. That's the end of them. Okay, so let's treat and move the horses closer to Mina and her girls. Okay, so that completes our manual characters onto the automatic characters. Alright, next turn. put him over here. I'm gonna put Garrett over here. Okay, weaken his ass up. Let's put him in the Patch of Force and finish off the Shaman. There we go. Now we got Garrett to level 3. Okay, that's two groups of barbarians beaten. But now we need to position our troops and heal up from that skirmish, and catch up with the rest of the gang. Baldarov needs to reposition himself. We do need to get the horses out of the forest, though, because their movements are restricted when they're in brush. Okay, but they also need to be kept close to Baldarov as well. Oh, there's one more. Alright, next. Okay, that tribe's on the move. So I'm gonna have to intercept them. Alright, fourth turn. I will need to start catching up with the rest of the gang, so let's put Garrett over here. And make sure that my troops are properly positioned so they can recover accordingly. Let's get Baldarov out into the open here. There we go. Okay. Now, as long as Mina and the girls do not continue to go up into the mountains, we should be okay. But they really need to stay behind Baldarov here. They should stay in the forest where we're safe. But again, that's up to them. I cannot control their movements for their NPC. They were falling back a bit, that's a bit better. Okay, they're engaging. Made short work of them. If you hear a crunching sound in the back, that's just me eating Hawkins cheesies. If you're going to watch The Winds of War like Warsong, you've got to have a snack. He actually took a horseman out. Interesting. Alright, let's just freak out for the time being, because it seems like Baldorov's doing a bang-on job of defending Mina and the girls. Alright. Okay, we have one over here. Let's just have our other horsemen catch up, shall we? Okay, he's hiding in that patch of forest. And I'm gonna position Beldorf here, and have the rest of my have the rest of the cavalry come up this way and engage. Okay, we softened him up, so now let's bring up the next cavalry to take care of this SOB. Robomegas, thank you very much for joining me. We're live in the Soda Dimension with the RPG Capper, where we're playing Warsong for the Sega Genesis. Glad to have you here. Yo, what a game pick. Thank you very much, sir. I've been wanting to try a strategy game. I've been thinking about trying a strategy game on this channel for a while, and I decided to go with this one since I remember playing it years ago and having a good time with it. Of course, it's good to have you here as well. So how have you been doing? Alright. Next turn, let's get her guys like wow, bring so much memory. Yep. I'm a big fan of the Langrisser series, and I've been meaning to give it a try for the longest time. So this game plus Langrisser Mobile for my phone were the only other oh yeah, and the Dare Langrisser for the Super Nintendo were the only Langrisser games I have ever played. But I definitely want to play all the games in the series at some point, including the incredible Sega Saturn releases of the game. Doing amazing. You've actually made my day by this pick. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, I definitely have a good personal... I have a fondness for the Langrisser series, and I just wanted to give this game a try for the longest time now on RPG Capper, and I decided, well, now's a good time as any to give it a try. So, I haven't... Interestingly enough, I have not beaten this game before. I've only gotten as far as Scenario 12, but that's because I didn't know the strategy to actually clear Scenario 12 by not letting all your commanders survive. Pardon me, there's a bit of a snack in my throat. Anyways, the third Warsong has been remastered in 1993 for PC Engine, yes. Interesting enough that you should say that, because when I was starting this stream up, I was playing the intro song from the PC Engine version of Warsong. Or Langrisser 1, as they like to call it in Japan. 12 is tough. Yeah, 12 is a tough scenario. But there is a specific way to complete it that doesn't have to involve getting all your commanders killed. But the secret is that you don't recruit any soldiers. You just let your commanders be the punching bags against the enemy and their soldiers while moving them in a specific fashion so that they will not be wiped clean. Because trying to get the best ending in this game with all your commanders surviving is tough as nails, but it is doable. Because remember, that's, let's see, Scenario 12 is Kaiser Pythion's throne room, so yeah, you want to be extremely careful with what you do. The game is so balanced, yep. Anyways, we've moved everyone, so now let's have Mina, or rather, well, Chris, as her name is in Japan, move the citizens and all that. Alright, anyways, it's time for the enemy's turn. You've been grinding map mods for 7 months. I know that for Scenario 1, it is possible to have all the enemy commanders killed, but it also falls down to how well the king fares in battle himself. Because the king has an enormous highly high level of defense, but it is still possible for him to survive the onslaught from the fire elementals as well. And if he can defeat the fire elementals, all the other enemies just fall to pieces. Sadly, this didn't happen for this stream, but that's fine. The important thing is that I have to make sure Garrett here, who's at level 3, gets to level 10 so I can get him out of this ridiculous fighter class and into a better class. Okay, so Mina is still over here. Let's see where the enemy is. Okay, so the enemy's still at the river over there. We still have some more Tiki and Shamans over here. Okay, let's just see how many... I want to take a look at the full-size map here. Okay, we only have 2 more groups of enemies remaining, so at this point, I should be able to help Garrett and his men advance a little bit further, take out more of these Tiki men and the Shaman, and help get his level up higher. If I'm lucky, I might be able to get Garrett to level 5, but we'll see. Okay, so Garrett's position over here, Baldarov's men is over here. I'm gonna have them fall back a bit since the enemy isn't close. And because I do want to have Garrett take the lead here now. He's fully healed up. My PB was defeating all the elementals with Garrett. Getting 100% XP, and here comes the most difficult part. Keeping Alphador, Tiberian, Kali, and Sabra alive, no sizzle. Yeah, is the tough part, because the enemies can and will swarm, and it really depends on how well, whether you can place your units in time on top of the castle walls, and hope that the RNG dice roll mechanics and the reroll mechanics work in your favor. Because if they work in your favor, then yeah, you can clear Scenario 1 with a lot of money or a lot of point payouts, so you can get some of the better troops down the road. Anywho, we've used up all of our manual units, so let's have Mina and the girls advance. But I do need to have Garrett back in the lead here. Okay, so now the tribesmen are scaling the mountains. Eighth turn. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so let's have Baldarov fall back a little bit more so I can have Garrett take the lead. You were surprised to find out map 1, despite being tougher to 100% than the final map, is the least XP rewarding map in the game. Yeah, I mean, map 1, the whole point of map 1 really is to get Garrett to level 2, if possible. I mean, if you can get Garrett to level 2 as a fighter in that map, then yeah, that's good. I mean, that's basically the basic point, but that's basically for the beginner strategy, but I think if the advanced strategy may help you get him up even further. But as you can see, his XP meter on the bottom right is very small, so it's easy to level him up at this stage of the game. But that XP meter will grow as we class up. Oh. Okay, let's just assign these guys over here. Alright, we got him over there, we got him over here, so Mina's 113 X points is the perfect result, while map 2 offers like 1.5 times over Shamanist XP and Barbarian 3 quick. Yeah. I want to try and keep Baldurov's contributions at a minimum, considering the fact that he is maxed out here. And Garrett's the one that really needs to be doing the leveling up here. So you can see Baldurov's XP meter is full. He's already at the cap of Swordmaster. So I'm not going to be worrying about him. Anyways, it's time to... Okay, so the girls are staying close to Baldurov. That's good. That's good. That's a good strategy. Because one of the things that I hate is for the girls just to walk out into open where they're easily assaulted. Okay, they're just fording the river right now. Okay, that gives me more time to put Garrett in and the guys in the lead. Alright, let's move this way. Maintain. I guess I'm gonna put my men in diamond formation. Yeah, since I don't have a full 8 units, we're just gonna do it like this. Okay, now we can let Baldurov come out. And have his cavaliers maintain box formation. Did you put them on manual? Yes. Wait, hang on. Baldurov's on move. Nope, no, okay, so what I could, maybe I'll just do it like that right now, so therefore they won't end up moving on their own. Thing is, I just don't like to have the game play itself for me if it can be helped. I just want to be the guy who can make the strategic moves. I want to be the guy that makes the strategic moves myself. Okay, there we go. So we're maintaining box formation for Baldurov and diamond formation for Garrett. Okay, so... And of course, we cannot move Mina because they're NPC units right now, so ending the phase. Alright, the enemy's up. Alright, they're crossing the hills. And that's as far as they go. Okay. So at least since they're going to be struggling over that hill, that gives me plenty of time to position my guys up ahead of the cleric and the girls. Okay, we're going to put them over here. Let's just put them over here. Would you believe me that it's possible to tactically fairly defeat Map 1 elementals without defeating the Bishop Purpose and without the King's help? I can believe it. I mean, at the end of the day, it does fall down to RNG dice roll mechanics and how successful the rerolls are against the enemy in skirmishes. I've seen it happen before. It is possible. Let's have Baldurov advance now. I mean, this particular scenario, it takes a little bit longer to beat because you're dealing with a lot of tribesmen. And the next scenario is honestly not much different. If we have time, we'll do one more scenario. But you know what? I do love these types of strategy RPGs. Because I want to be able to do not only Langrisser but also Fire Emblem as well in the foreseeable future. Okay, so we got this done. Mina and the clerics, and Mina and her other fellow citizens are safe. We got Garrett in the lead, that's the important thing. The Tiki men are still over there. Okay, we don't have any other Tiki men over there, because we gotta do some over here. Okay. Garrett's only halfway to level 4. If you want, I can DM my Map 1 video after the stream. Sure, you can pretty much send it to me, or you can also you can pretty much sign up for my Discord, which is located in the About Me section, and you can put up the video in there. Maybe you can actually be a member of if you're going to be a member of the Kappa crew. I think that would probably be the best thing. I would say that would be the best thing to do in this case, but you could still DM me even if you want. But I do highly recommend people joining my Discord because there's that you get to see all other stuff, all other news and other wonderful stuff there too. But again, it's up to you, Vegas. So let's end our phase. Alright, 11th turn, and they're just repositioning themselves on that hill. So now, okay, I can see that they're slowly advancing towards us. So what I can do in this case is I can pretty much have Garrett, I can position Garrett and the men on the hill so I can pull them towards me. Because I do need to start engaging in more battles here, and I need that experience. So we gotta start pulling the enemy. And Baldarov can position himself over here and serve as emergency rescue if something goes wrong. Robomegas, I believe I may have seen you on some other streaming channels. By any chance, were you on Sarzak's stream, or have I actually seen you on... I think you might have been on Zolfar's stream, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, enemies up. Now let's see if they'll take the bait. Could be the case, yeah, because I could have sworn I might have seen you on another stream. I believe it might have been Zolfar's stream, might have been Sarzak's stream, I'm not 100% certain. Anyways, yeah, looks like they're kind of maintaining position up there on the mountains. Zolfar, yeah, I thought as much. And, you know, every now and then, Zolfar does tend to come in here and say hi. He did say hi when I was doing a Phantasy Star stream a while ago, and he did say, and he did stay for my Rambo stream for January. And, oh yeah, Rambo, that was a doozy of a game, but I had a lot of fun dealing with this. We kind of did a joint Warsong. Oh, you did do a joint Warsong playthrough. Okay, cool. Alright, let's advance Garrett here up the mountains. Okay, let's keep close formation. Alright, now at this point there's no excuse. The enemy has to engage me. And I'll keep Baldarov close by. Let's just have the units move close to the hills here. But I promised my map 17 tactic would be fun. He got interested. That's cool. I mean, I gotta make sure I can survive all 20 scenarios, but... And I want to try to get the best ending of the game possible by keeping all my commanders alive, otherwise we're gonna be doing a lot of resets. You know, I watched his joint stream with Jennifer Stigel. I watched his interview stream with Jennifer Stigel. I don't necessarily... No, I don't actually have any memory of actually watching his gameplay stream with Jennifer Stigel. I only watched him interview her. The actual voice actress in the Sing for Luna, yes, she's the actual voice of Luna from the Working Designs release of Lunar the Silver Storm. Okay, I'm getting slaughtered like a pig here. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, Zolfar is able to establish some ties with the Working Designs actor. I think he may have interviewed John Truitt, if I'm not mistaken, but if he hasn't, he should have him on as a guest on his channel, and I'm gonna do everything impossible to try to be there. Don't allow them to escape. Get them. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we have some real... Yeah, but I need that experience. I need that experience. Oh, wait a minute. I did not... Oh my god, I didn't... Oh my god, I accidentally hit the wrong button. Okay, this is gonna be a bit of a pickle, but... No, never mind. Let's just soften these bastards up. Because I can't lose Garrett. I lose Garrett, it's game over. Okay, let's just hold down. Let's just hold the line here. Level 4. Alright, we're gonna hold the line up here. Have Baldrov move up a little bit more to the west. Maintain box formation. Alright, so let's change it to diamond formation. Also, if you hear me crunching in the background, I'm eating some Hawkins Cheesies. It's a snack that we have up here in Canada, which is very popular. Crunchy cheese snack. Oh, we got a new unit approaching. We have a new commander and his units approaching, that is. Okay, we got our work cut out for us. Okay, we're getting smacked around. Alright, back to the ranch. Okay, first let's treat Leiden. Or rather, let's treat Garrett. Reposition the troops. Engage the Tiki Men. That takes care of that guy. Alright, let's move him back here. Come to think of it, let's just put him over here. No, I cannot DM me, the whispers. Oh, it's blocked? Okay, hang on a minute. Let me fix that quickly. Hang on. I just want to go into the settings. Okay, there's supposed to be an option to allow whisper. Hang on. Okay. Okay, let me see if this works. Just give me... Yeah, sorry for the delay, everyone. Oh, somebody by the name of Regular Orange Crocodile just came in. How do you do, sir? Okay, that's weird. I'm not sure. Let me try going to my regular channel first. Okay, hang on a minute. Whispers. Okay, I found Whisper settings. Enable mark all whispers. Okay. Okay. Let me just go back to here. In principle, you can demand the enemy first. Now allow me. Okay, let's try it like that. Oh, okay. I see why I had disabled whispers earlier, because I didn't want strangers to spam me with various junk mail and stuff like that. But I can definitely make an exception for you. Here we go. Okay, I sent you a whisper. See if that works. Anyways, let's get back into the game here. Alright, so Garrett and his men have made their churn, so now let's move Baldarov and his men and maintain diamond formation. The diamond's gonna look a little sloppy, but this should still suffice in a way. Okay, that's the end of them. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I checked the whisper, I got it. Thanks very much, Robo, make us appreciate it. Oh, double death. Okay, cool. So now let's get back into the action here. Let's just reposition. Let's just reposition the guard over here, put the guard over here, and the guard over here. You know what? I'm just gonna have them engage. Okay, that's the end of those. That's the end of those Tiki men. There we go. Well, that's left is the shaman here. He has no more magic power, so he has to engage me directly. As of now, it's a WR. But I'm still struggling to route the entire game. Yeah, I mean, completing all 20 scenarios with all of your commanders alive is a challenge, but it's not impossible. I want to get the best ending of the game. And I also want to make sure all the commanders can even achieve a level 29 cap, since I am RPG capper after all. Anyways, let's move on. Okay, so the enemies are closing in, so we're going to have to maintain box formation. Or rather, re-establish formation as box formation. Okay, so Baldarov and his men are ready to tackle the rest of the Tiki men here. And Mina and the rest of the girls are still resting on the edge of the hills. Good. Let's move. Okay, they're advancing. Like, you're probably familiar with delaying Tyburns promotion, keeping the Croconite for the water levels, and promote to a regular Knight Master later again. Yeah, because as soon as we run out of water terrain, I mean, his Crocodile Knight's class becomes next to useless, so we want to make sure that he gets to be a proper Knight, so that way he'll at least be useful in battle, and not be looked upon as excess baggage. slaughtering the tiki men like pigs. Silver asked me, like, why on earth would I delay promoting her? Well, here's something. Have you considered getting either Mina or Calais to Ranger class? Since I heard that class provides you with the best movement options and provides you with some very good defense and ranged attacks. But I've never seen the Ranger class in action before, that's the thing. I've only going by hearsay here. Kept her like level 5 wizard until late game. Ooh. One Tiki Man survives. Now the shaman engages Sweden. I'm sorry, Garrett. You're forgetting this is the American version of the game, not the US version of the game. Yeah, the American version game, not the Japanese version. What the hell am I saying? Anywho. Alright, so we're back up to speed. Okay, so now I can have my soldiers engage the shaman. He's been weakened a lot by Garrett's sword wave attack. She's an archmage level 5 plus, there's no point in promoting her further. Not unless you just want to get some extra experience on the side. Whoa, that shaman really held out. I think I should be able to chance it. Level 5, there we go. Push it over here, just go over here. Alright, so that's pretty much the end of Garrett's turn. So now we're moving on to Baldarov. Right now, Baldarov and his men are doing pretty well against these other shaman and the Tiki men that they command. But we have to make sure that they do not reach the girls. Okay. I think I can pretty much just have this guy move, and let's just have it. Let's go over here, finish off the Tiki Man. There we go. When she's a wizard, level 5, she sells a stronger powerful spell to 3 damage to 41,000 to 100 damage to 25,000. She's on her final class, so she can utilize Fireball to get XP. Yeah. Oh, the spells here can get crazy. Can get absolutely crazy. I mean, if you can AoE an entire commander, their units, and all other commanders and units nearby, you're going to really enjoy the slaughter. Anywho, so that's pretty much it for this guy. Yeah, I think this is good. So, I mean, the rest of the shamans and the Tiki men are gonna be no big deal to face. I already got Garrett to level 5, so I pretty much met the minimum requirements for this scenario in terms of leveling preferences. Shaman Like Zolvar agreed to partly follow my tactic, and we had started map 17 with Mina Saint level 5 and Kalei Wizard level 5. Okay. Okay, all the Tiki men have been dealt with, now we have to deal with the Shaman. I will not be able to make it to Baldarov in time, so I'm just going to take this time to heal up Garrett and his troops. So now it's up to Baldarov to finish off the Shaman here. Let's just have him do this. Put him down to 2 HP. Zolvar agreed to follow my tactic. We started map 17 with Mina Saint level 5 and Kalei was level 5. Kalei roasted every single gargoyle on the map with her 4 fireballs. Lance and Mina did soften them up. Oh yeah. One of my I think the sleep spell can also be pretty effective if it affects multiple it can affect multiple units at once. And if they're asleep, they're like sitting ducks and you can just walk in and slaughter them. Okay, let's move this guy over here. Let's give him the force advantage. Sega was so smooth, but did not have to hire a single troop on the map. 17, nice. Alright, moving on. Okay, let's give this guy back. Okay, so the command radius is still in effect, so I can still get the bonuses when I confront the Shaman. So let's deal with the Shaman. Finish this fucker off. Mina, are you alright? I'm fine. Prince Garrett, you are Prince Garrett, aren't you? Prince? To Carlion. I haven't seen you for a long time. What brings you here? The castle of Belcher has been attacked by Dalsis. What? And what of your father, King Alfredor? I have no news. I was sent to gather more troops. I haven't much time to waste. Alright, I'll help you get the troops ready. You should get some rest now. Oh, thanks, Magus. I appreciate your help, Duke Carlion. Alright, that completes this scenario. All shaman and tribesmen wiped. Gives it to 2,040 points. And we're gonna save. Alright, looks like we have time for one more scenario, and then we're gonna call session for today. 40 gargoyles were defeated entirely by magic, and Kalei got a shit ton of XP, same as 3 Saint levels and 4 turrets. Cool! 3. Surprise attack. While Garrett rests in the city of Solrus, thieves invade, taking advantage of him being off guard. Win. Defeat the enemy leader, Malvase. Lose. Death of Mina and Garrett. Player times 2, so it's still gonna be Garrett and Baldarov doing manual command. Friend. We have Mina, and we have ourselves another NPC, which we're gonna see momentarily. We have more shaman and their tribe Tiki men who are going to storm the city and cause trouble for our heroes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 groups to deal with. Alright, let's get on with it. So, let's hire some soldiers, shall we? Okay, so we have a lot of flat terrain, so we should be able to make short work of them with our horsies. We don't have any special items, so we're just gonna start. Okay, so we don't get the preset their positions this scenario. Their positions are preset by the computer. Garrett, we are in big trouble. Mina, what happened? It's so late. The thieves return are attacking the city. The citizens are fighting against them now. Oh no. They got us. Mina, you should shelter yourself in the church with the rest of the citizens. I'm going out. Keep the thieves from taking over the city. Player space. Okay, let's get started. So, of course, again, Mina and the girls are immovable units. They're NPCs in this scenario, so the computer controls them, while we have to control Garrett and his men. Man, I've also played the PC Engine version of Warsong, obviously Langrisser. Yeah, I've seen screenshots of it. How is the PC Engine version? I know it has. I love the music in it. Thank you very much, Noriyuki Wadare. But I am not familiar with the gameplay of it. And while the mechanic is interesting, cutscenes are cool, they have introduced a disappointing new feature. Oh, and what might that be? So first, let's get the guys out of the house. Okay, so there's only so much room that they can. Alright, so we're just gonna have to position these guys as best as we can because the rest of the citizens are in the way. Okay, we're just gonna have to put them like this. Putting them over here. Good. Okay, so let's change it back to manual because I want to keep full control of my troops. Okay, we got some Tiki men and the shaman up there near the church, so we're gonna have to intercept them. The thing I'm talking about is experience does not carry over in the PC Engine version. Okay, that blows. That seriously blows. So they're expecting you to level up within the same scenario. So that makes the game that much more challenging. Okay, so here's our new NPC fighter, Thorn. We have an attack of 23, defense 20, movement tiles of 6, maximum level of 2. Range at 3, revision, no attack bonuses, but a +2 defense bonus. Okay. So what we're gonna need to do is, since Thorn's about to engage the Tiki men here, I'm gonna have to have Baldarov come in and make sure that things don't get too hairy. Because he's NPC, and you can take control of him later on in the game. So we want to also let him level up as well. So Thorn does need to collect some experience points of himself so we can level up. So of course he's a fighter, so and fighters are basically are just pronounced low class. They don't provide a whole lot of damage, and not too much damage compared to the next class. So, but they get more experience, and but they can level up faster. That's the only advantage. Anywho, okay, so we moved all of our manual units, so let's end our phase here. Yeah, and Thorn's men are getting slaughtered like pigs. That's 2 units down. I mean, they should have just engaged the Tiki men, not go after a shaman directly. And they're going after a shaman directly again. You just lost 3 fucking units. Oh my god. Okay, time for the enemy to make a move. Okay. So we have another shaman and his tiki men trying to move in around the northeast of the town perimeter. And we have these tiki men advancing towards Mina. And they're trying to cut off their chances from reaching that church. I mean, levels and classes do carry over XP does not on level up. Okay, like I am trying to do 100% XP play for Warsong, while in the PC version, 100% XP is literally impossible. And we lose another one of Thorn's units. For instance, Kalei Jessica Dare starts with 5 XP, while her XP bar as a warlock is 6. No, sorry, is 8, so she needs only 3. But the minimal XP on map 1 is 4, so she always loses 1 XP on her first level up. At the end, they give you fixed bonus XP, so waiting for later maps to go for a 3 XP unit is pointless. I mean, levels of classes do carry over XP, does not on level up, no boy. For instance, you only need 1 XP level, and you defeated Lance for 15 XP, losing 14 XP. Yeah, that sucks, and you have to regain that 14 XP next. In the next scenario. Get rid of all the thieves from the city. Take all of their valuables. Okay, anyways, let's just see if we can fix things here because Thorn was an absolute doofus. Okay, so it looks like we can cross onto this fence here. We have to intercept the shaman and his tiki men. Yeah, they just discard the unused XP, only keeping the amount needed to fill the bar. And I hate this change. Okay, so it only takes that 1 XP to account, and what 14 XP is ignored entirely. Okay, so now I see what it is. You get all that extra XP, but the game does not read it as a carryover into the next scenario. Okay, sorry if I didn't read that correctly. Anyways, we've moved Garrett, so now let's get back to Baldarov. And Thorn is being a reckless moron. So I'm gonna see if I can try and save the rest of his unit. Hang on. Yeah, okay, so let's just get rid of this guy. And I will try to see if I can soften up the shaman so that the rest of Thorn's units can... Let me just see if I can soften up the shaman a bit so Thorn can finish him off. The Warsong you're playing right now, the XP is kept, can accumulate up to 255 points regardless of the XP bar size. Okay, so yeah, XP caps at 255 points. And the level caps at 29. Since you can class change twice. And then after that, whatever XP goes in just merely fills up that last bar at level 9. As you can see, Baldurov's a sword master, so he's already at the highest point of the game. So level 9, his meter is filled at 255 XP. He cannot earn any more XP, regardless. And he's merely there to provide extra defensive support, so that your own your lower level characters don't get wiped, provided you play him effectively. Okay. Anyways, let's reposition everyone. So it looks like this is going to be the last scenario I'm going to play for today, and then we're going to resume the next batch of scenarios on Thursday. I mean, it might be 2 scenarios, it might be 3 scenarios, we'll see. Okay, so I moved all the NPCs, so now we're moving on to the... No, I've already moved to the manual. The PCs, now we're dealing, now the NPCs are now being moved. Sorry, it's hard for me to talk today, guys. These danger version will play the XP Tetris. Garrett needs 16 XP to level, and so you need to defeat the 6 XP Lizardman and 1 4 XP Soldier. That's how you play the PC Engine optimized XP. Okay. So it does provide some proper strategizing of which unit you want to destroy, so you have the best chance of leveling up your respective characters. If you get more XP, then you need to level. You still level with the remainder is discarded, like in Warsong. Okay. You know what? The only way I'm gonna be able to understand this fully is to play the PC engine of Warsong or Langrisser 1, so I actually have a good first-hand account of how the mechanics work. But that'll still put up, but that won't be for quite a while. I just want to get through the cart-based Warsong Langrisser games like 1 and 2 for the Genesis, and Der Langrisser for the Super Nintendo. Okay. Let's continue. Okay, so we have to intercept this shaman and his men. Let's see if we can get up a couple levels, shall we? Cross the fence. Agreed. Yeah, because the only way for me to really understand the game's mechanic is to play it firsthand. I mean, I can read up on it till the cows come home, but until I actually experience the mechanic firsthand, I would not have a good understanding of how it works. So, if I have to see how the lack of carryover works for the PC Engine version of Langrisser or / Warsong, then I definitely have to play the game firsthand. Like I said, I've only seen screenshots. I'm not sure if there's an English patch for Warsong or Langrisser 1 for the PC Engine. The only recent English patch I've seen for a PC Engine game was Emerald Dragon, but that was released as a gift as a New Year's Eve gift. Okay. Okay, so how many other shaman do we have to deal with? Okay, so there's some more in this. Okay, we got... Okay, now he's engaging with the ones over there, so now I gotta catch up. Hang on. Oh my goodness, Maybe what I could do is I could position him here, but don't engage him because I want Thorn to level up as well. No, the PC version has no good English patch. I've literally extracted the text from the raw image. Oh, okay. Okay. I think at some point, I believe that the PC Engine version of Longrisser 1 will have an English version, because we managed to get English releases for Far East of Eden and Emerald Dragon for PC Engine. So if they can get an English release, Warsong or Langrisser should not be too far behind. Translated by machine translation, machine translation, okay. But I do believe that the fans will also do a translation as well. But I also suspect that Legend of Xanadu 1 and 2 will most likely get an English fan release before Langrisser 1 on the PC Engine. But I digress. I finished moving all my units, so let's end the phase. Okay, so Mina and the girls are making their way to the church, which is good. I've blocked off the other shaman and the tiki men from intercepting them. They're still only at level 2. Okay, so they took out the units there. Warsong is like a megabyte or so, while the PC Engine is 300 plus megabytes, maybe 500, 600. Okay. Okay, the shaman and his men are making their way to Garrett via the northern fence border. Okay, so he's casting his magic arrow on me. Only took off 1 point, and now the tribesmen are engaging with soldiers. Okay, I lost my unit. Translation is a nightmare. Yeah, translation for RPGs are a nightmare with the sheer amount of dialogue involved, but it's not impossible. I mean, again, if Emerald Dragon and Far East of Eden can get English translations, I strongly believe that Langrisser 1 on the PC Engine will as well. Also, we lack PC Engine debuggers to translate. I don't know if I would say that. I mean, you might want to check the ROM hacking community, because there is still a dedicated base of translators who want to try their luck, even as a fan side project. Because I like to go to romhacking.net. And also, I tend to check the community at the PC Engine Bible website as well. Okay, so Malvise's men are on the move. Try to go to extract Japanese knife in the PC Engine. One has found none. Had to extract the text myself. Okay. I mean, if somebody out there wants to do a fan translation for Langrisser 1 for the PC Engine, perhaps they can get in touch with you, Magus. Or you could pretty much do a text dump on Zolfar's website, or even see if you can probably DM Zolfar himself and leave the possibility of a translation project open to anyone who wants to tackle it with the text, like with the text script involved. Anyways, let's get back into the action here. Let's just... Don't let them come any further. Try to run them completely out of the city. Okay, we destroyed another unit. Okay. I gotta get my guys into the proper position. Crossing the fence. Alright, we got Garrett to level 6. Okay. Not sure if I want to try my luck with... You know what? I'll try my luck with a Shaman. Okay, that wasn't good. He only lost a couple HP, so he'll still engage us. Enemy commander units will only heal when they're at 7 or below. So I'm gonna end up losing this unit. Okay, you know what? I threw the dice on that one, and the results were not in my favor. Anyways. On a positive note, on the positive side, the PC Engine version got a limited XP, so no infinite healing XP nonsense. Langrisser 2 introduced this. Yeah. Langrisser 2 I haven't played in a good couple decades. I like the game, but... yeah, it's a pain in the ass. But if there's one thing I like about the Langrisser 2 game on the Genesis, or the Mega Drive if you want to be that technical, is the completely cheap use of the sleep spell. You activate that spell, you're gonna get a lot of cheap victories in that. Okay, let's take a quick look. So, we soften up this Tiki Man. Okay, let me just move... let's just move him into position over here. I'm gonna soften up this Shaman here. Oh, no, I don't end up killing the Shaman. I don't want to kill him. Yeah, so when you kill the commander, all of his troops die off with him. Yeah, the sleep spell's great. The sleep spell is so cheap in Langrisser 2. Again, you can put entire units, commanders and their units to sleep, and you can just slaughter them like pigs. You can take absolute pot shots at them, and it's funny as hell. But it also helps knit a lot of quick victories too. I mean, once I get Hein to skilled enough to learn that spell, I mean, the game's a cakewalk. Okay, so sadly enough, okay, so Thorn only has, like, himself and one soldier left, and he still hasn't leveled up. Okay, anyways, let's move back here. So we only have the Shaman remaining, so that's the end of that. So we'll have to now move to Mina and her girls, advancing further towards the church. And Thorn is being a reckless... he's being a Leroy Jenkins. He is being a Leroy Jenkins here. Just darts right into the face of Malvise without taking consideration he only has himself and one fucking unit left. I did try to 100% map 1 and longest different jets. Managed to keep it consistently defeat beyond Hilarious troops, but not the commanders. Yeah, that's hard to do. Can't believe he's engaging with Malvise directly. Okay, chore number 5. Okay, hang on. So winning condition, defeat the enemy leader. Okay, if we defeat Malvise, the scenario's automatically over. So I don't really want to get rid of everyone Malvise right off the bat, because I still want to get Garrett's levels up. I mean, he's at level 6, but I want to get him to level 10 ASAP so that he can class change into something more considerable. Something more preferable. Like, I defeated Leon's Royal Horseman with Haynes magic by turn 70, lol. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, so this soldier survives, nice. Okay, so what I'm gonna need to do is I'm gonna have to reposition him. See if I can soften this bad boy up. Okay, he's getting a lot of good defensive rolls, but we managed to get his HP down to 5. Hang on. Okay, so the command radius is still preferable for my soldier in this position, okay? Okay, I cannot do a double attack, so... let's position him over here. No, I think I can engage. Got him! Okay, that takes care of the shaman, but there's another one coming up around the north, so I'm gonna have to engage with him and his men over here. Unless Malvis gets defeated first. That's a good idea. Barbarian gives you much cover. Starakis or Whaler in the game costs the same 3 XP. Earlier you grind, but yeah, because what you want to do is you want to take out as many of the surrounding units as possible before you go for the commander, because you need to build up those XP. Because if you go after the commander right off the bat, you don't get any additional XP bonuses. However, there is going to be a scenario where you have no other choice but to destroy commanders left, right, and center in order to save another NPC. But that's later. Okay, so what are we doing now? Okay, so this dumbass is engaging Malvezes' men, so I have no choice but to come to his rescue. But I'm not going to engage. Unless I'm dealing with the ones that have 10 HP to them, so I can soften them up for him to defeat. We're at Garrett's stats right now. I'm going to take a quick look once this is done. Alright, let's take a look at Garrett's stats. Okay. Attack 23, defense 21, no magic, 6 movement, level 6, defense bonus of 2, revision attack bonus of 2. The notorious Bayard map, I lost count of how many defeats are there. Yeah, that's the whole point. The Bayard map is designed specifically where you have to go after the commanders and clear a way to the tower to rescue him and his men before they get completely slaughtered. You don't have time to dilly-dally, take out all the other commanders at your leisure. You have to rescue Bayard. I think that kind of sucks because it's not good if you want to grind up your guys. Okay, anyways, let's hang on. Okay, so the radius is still okay right up to these men. Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna deal with that because I want to make sure that if there's some weaker units that Thorn and his men can take out. Well, you can still grind even at that map, but your tactic has to be perfect. Yeah, I mean, you have to take out all the commanders on the bridge and then race against time to save Bayard. Since the game is specifically programmed to have him and his NPCs lose, regardless of how long they hold out at that tower. Okay, this is about the most I can do. Okay, so all the manual PCs. Okay, so the PCs have been moved. The NPCs still need to make their move. Okay, they're still not at the church yet, but Mina and the girls should not dilly-dally. They need to hurry it up. Sorry for the crunching noise. I'm eating cheeses. Once again, Thorn loses men. Alright. Barbarians offer 3 XP payouts. Garrett needs 16 XP per each level, and Shove gets 10 XP. Yeah, but I want to try and yeah, and I really want to get Garrett up as fast as possible so I can get him out of that stupid fighter class and give him a much better class. So we're mowing down Malvis's men like nothing. We're slaughtering them like pigs. Okay, so the next batch of Shaman and Tiki Men are not here yet, so let's heal up. So let's just give Garrett a good heal up here. Let's just move formations. Gotta get our soldiers nicely healed, so that's the end of Garrett's men, so we're gonna have to have them take care of these guys afterwards, but these guys are on their way, so we definitely need to take them as well. Do I prefer Knight or Lord? That's a good question. I haven't played this game in years, so... Yeah, I call them Tiki Men. Like, I mean, if you look closely, I mean, they're basically wearing Tiki masks. I mean, look at this guy. I mean, Malvis has pretty much just has a big Tiki mask on. Okay, so Thorn can't do anything about this. We're gonna leave this guy at 2. I suppose I could just have... Okay, so we're gonna move this guy over to this place. We're gonna have... Yeah, we're just gonna have Baldarov treat himself. Yeah, but I want all the rest of these guys gone, and once Malvis is dead, the scenario's over. Yeah, I'm gonna give some names that brought fun memories. Yeah, let's just reposition our Cavaliers. There we go. Alright. Ending the phase. Okay, that Shaman and his Tiki Men are getting close, and now here comes another batch. Yeah, I figured they would do it. Okay, so now we're nicely healed. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, so we have 3 over here, and 8, 5, 6. So it's 7 up here. Okay. So these guys are a little bit... Let's see how Mina is doing. They're still near the church entrance. I suppose I could engage... I mean, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna advance them a little bit further and see if I can pull... if I can pull these guys towards me during their phase. I don't want to stray too far from the path in case the guys up here manage to do a little bit of a workaround, cross over the fence past these hills and try to cut off Mina and the girls at the pass. We don't want that. We used to think those are sunflower seeds with legs. What, these guys? Well, You mean these barbarian tiki men? Oh, hang on. I've only moved Garrett. I have to adjust Balderov here. Let me just take a look here. I mean, I could have Balderov engage Malvase. But I know perfectly well, as soon as he's dead, that's the end of the scenario. But I want to try and get everyone up. The barbarians, aka the Tiki Men, yeah. I suppose I could engage with Malvase and soften him up a bit. I know that for a fact that my horsemen will make short work of these guys, but I also want Thorn. Okay, Thorn is only halfway to level 3. He isn't doing any better in terms of gains. And in the next scenario, he's gonna barely get anything. I could have Balderov try his luck against Malvase and see if he can be softened up a bit. But because I have a feeling that, yeah. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll just stall. Maybe I'm just gonna stall them because I want to try and get Thorn to level 3 at the absolute least. It's not guaranteed, but I want to try. Because Thorn is being too much of a Leroy Jenkins here. Okay, let's try like this and see what happens. Okay, so Mina's on the move. Okay, so now Thorn's acting up. Okay, so he managed to take out those Tiki men. But that's also left him wide open to another attack. But provided Malvase chooses to engage. Himself chooses to engage, not the Tiki men. Okay, so now we have the... Okay, so the next Barbarian and his Tiki men are scaling the northern perimeter. Okay, looks like, yeah, the pulling strategy worked. Okay, took care of them. If I can beat up another batch of Tiki Men, I should be able to level up to 7. Okay, that's good. So if Thorn can defeat one more batch of Tiki Men, he should be able to get to level 3. That's smart. If you bring Thorn to level 6, you can promote both him and Sabra at map 5. The shamans with the sword icons are more aggressive. They chase me until they lose all the Tiki men. Howdy. Hi there, Greenup. How are you doing? Good to have you here. We're just gonna play till the end of the scenario, and then I'm gonna call session. But in any case, I'm just going to deal with this shaman and his Tiki men. And I should not have engaged directly because I want... I still want to. Just got done with parents. Oh, cool. Did you just have to do some quick shopping? Alright, I got Garrett to level 7. Sweet. Okay, so now I'm just gonna put him in position. But I gotta make sure that my guys are... Okay, so they're over there, so I need to make sure... So I'm gonna have to intercept those guys before they get to Mina and the other girls. Let's take a look. So we got a 5 and he's a 1. Yeah, so since the shaman's at the 1, he has no choice but to heal himself. Okay. I may try... Yeah, you know what? Let's just fuck around with Malvase a bit longer, because I want to make sure that all the... Let's block off Malvase's mode of attack. He could still move out of this tile and engage Thorn, but he may still end up sticking the last of his Tiki Man unit against him. But I need to make sure that Thorn can get to level 3. Because he'll be under my command in a couple scenarios from now. And I want to get Thorn out of from being a fighter as soon as possible. Yay, he's 48 XP from the promotion. Aha, so I got... Okay, level 3 for Thorn. Good. He at least got something out of that. Okay, so Malvase... So we're surrounding Malvase. And now the other shaman and his Tiki Men are coming to his aid. Okay, so now they're really trying to intercept Mina and the girls here. Okay, Malvase is engaging Thorn. And Malvase is dead. Ugh! Finally, we made it. Okay, that's the end of the scenario, I guess. Your Highness, someone is here to see you. Prince. Sabra. Do you have news from Balcha? The castle has fallen into the hands of the enemy. And what has happened to my father? Don't tell me. He made me leave, then went on to fight all by himself. Ah, father. Duke Carlian, I must leave at once. I'll catch up as soon as I have my troops ready. Take care until I get there. Yes, I will. I'll go with you. Have you treated your wound? It's only a scratch, not very deep. I cannot sit still here without offering my aid. Farewell, but don't overdo it. Garrett, so you're leaving. Mina. I wish you success in battle. King Alphador asked that I give this sword to you. Father, he has given me the great sword. Okay, so we didn't take care of all the Tiki Men and all the shamans, but at least we got a decent payout out of this. Which is more to say about what happened to Thorn's men, but Thorn chose to be a Leroy Jenkins about it. So we're gonna save. So let's see what time it is. 2 hours and 47. You know what? I think we have time for just one more scenario. Okay. Prologue. The Wood of Dead Souls. When Garrett hears of the falls of the castle of Balcha, he immediately decides to go back to the castle with troops under his command. Win 10 churns, survival. Lose, death of Garrett. Okay, so we have to maintain ourselves and keep ourselves alive for a full 10 churns. We're not really required to completely defeat the enemy. So we have three players that we can command. So we have Garrett, Baldarov, and looks like Sabra. The enemy are slimes today. So we're now dealing with our first batch of official monsters. So the slimes have us surrounded from the north, the east, and the west as well. So we have 5 groups of slimes. Alright, so let's get our troops assigned, shall we? And, now, I'm not 100% certain in this case, but it looks like normally the commander should be able to do a decent job on their own against the slimes until reinforcements arrive, but I'm still a little bit iffy on that because Garrett here is not at level 10 yet, and we haven't been able to class promote him. There's a cool tactic to max certain dudes here, but it requires hierarchy, no troops. There's a cool tactic. You know, I'm guessing we could try the tactic because I'm a little bit concerned that when Garrett dies, I mean, that's pretty much the end of the scenario. Maybe what I could do in this case is probably just get maybe 4 soldiers this time as a precautionary measure. And, we're gonna hire 4 archers because we're dealing with 4, so archers have more of a movement range inside woods than they do on other terrain tiles. We need to bring them to the reinforcements. Okay. Yeah, so that's the important thing. So archers... Okay, so they have an attack on the 19, defense 14, and a movement of 7, but they have full movement capability when they're in the woods, because these are elven archers, and nobody knows the woods better than elves. Alright, so we're gonna do this, and Sabra... Alright, we're just going to give half of that, and this. Okay. So, I'm also going to use the other... So we have our first item we can assign, the Great Sword, and we're gonna give this to Garrett. So... Yeah, he gets an attack check bonus. This should help him fend off against the slimes easily. But again, anything can happen. We may or may not survive this storm, but if we get a game over, we can just call session and just try it again next time. But if we survive, then we survive. I prefer no truce because it does the ultimate AI behavior. Okay, so you say that we should just release the soldiers from command. They alternate. Okay, I could give it a try and see how it fares, but I have no guarantee that I can have all my guys survive. I mean, I'm kind of leaning more towards not having any troops at all, but perhaps I could give it a try. You know what? Maybe we'll try. We'll gamble. I mean, it's good. I hope I'm not gonna kick my own ass over this, but you give this sword to Garrett. Okay. Oops, wrong way. Yeah, so we're gonna gamble by going through without any troops. But Sabra might be a bit hard, and if I end up losing her, then I'm gonna have to just restart the scenario, because commanders are permadeath in this game, and I want to try and get to get the best ending in the game. Okay, so I have Garrett as I got the sword for Garrett, so we're gonna try this. All right, we're gonna start. Okay, so we're gonna position Garrett. Let's have Garrett over here, Baldarov over here. No, actually, let's have Sabra be sandwiched between Garrett and Baldarov, so they can serve as her defense. Garrett, you want Garrett at the top? Okay. Baldarov bottom. Okay. You know what, that's fine. Well, we could do it like that. So let's have... Garrett top. Baldarov bottom. Sabra mid. And... like that. Super important. Garrett top. Okay, so Garrett's at the top, Baldarov's at the bottom, and Sabra's the mid. So you think that's the best course of action here? Just let me know if that would work if that's the best way that's gonna work in this particular case. If that's the best strategy to work in this particular case. Sabra one tile down. Oh. Sabra mid. Garrett 3. Sabra 1 tile down, Garrett 3 tiles down. Okay, but we're gonna be doing that right in the middle of the actual scenario, yes? Baldarov is 2 down, 3 left. Okay, you know what? We're gonna... Okay, so we got Garrett at the top, Baldarov at the bottom, and Sabra at mid. Alright, so we're gonna do it like this. Okay, we're assigning all the all the character sprites here. These woods are very thick. Your Highness, this is a very dangerous place. Let's try to get out of here quickly. Wait, I feel something strange here. We're completely surrounded by monsters. No, they can't be here. They're not supposed to be a well-organized group. They're coming. Watch out. Player's face. Okay, so let me see. You want Sabra 1 tile down. So we're gonna move Sabra 1 tile down. Garrett 3 tiles. 1, 2, 3. And Baldur 2 down and 3 left. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 2 down, 4 left. Okay, hang on a minute. So let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Okay, so we're going to do it like this. So remember, we have no troops to command this time. Oh, check this out. So here is one of the mascots for Messiah. This little dead guy here. Yeah, so this is a little Easter egg. But by the way, nothing specific happens when you land on this tile. I tried this years ago, and you don't pick up any special item, or you don't get any special dialogue that investigates what this little thing is. Let me just take a look what this character is, because I know he's a mascot for the Messiah Publishing Company. Hang on, guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna... Sorry for the little bit of delay, but I really want to know the name of this little guy. Messiah mascot. Okay. Yeah, no secret tiles. Yeah, it's just an Easter egg. That little thing is supposed to be an Easter egg to the mascot of the Messiah. But anyways, I want to just wait. I just want to continue checking here. Messiah Japan. Messiah video games. Hang on. Sorry if I'm delaying things here, but I really want to know what that thing is. Okay, let's go to all. Oh, they're only just showing the relaunch of this. Of the rebranding of the company itself. Later evil acts was to be found in the PS version. Okay. Let me just see what this thing is, guys. I want to know what it is. Messiah was the games division of NCS Corporation. Began using the name Messiah in 1985. Acquired in 2004, Messiah was acquired by Extreme. What is this thing? I know for a fact it was used as a mascot for the company for a long time. It's not just, it wasn't the Pegasus that was the that was just its mascot. It also had this little thing, but I think it might have been a character from... Wait a minute. Cut. I cannot find any information of it. It's almost like the company never existed. Oh my god. That's what was the gimmick. Basically, the evil acts would boost your attack like crazy, while making the defense pathetic. This dude wanted to overcome the sun's defense with evil acts, but his attack got so pathetic they have defeated him. Interesting. Okay, let me just take another quick look around here. Messiah video games figure... I am not finding any information on this thing. Maybe it's from the Cho Aniki series. Oh yeah, the Cho Aniki series. Now I think I might actually have a bit of a lead on this. Ah, finally. Okay. So this little character that you see lying dead here in the field, its name is Uminen. And apparently... yeah, his name is Uminen. I want to just get some information on his... oh, boy. Okay, let's just continue on with this. I'm sorry for delaying this, guys, but I really need to know some information about this thing. Okay, the Uminen is a mysterious creature of unknown origin and motivations. Nevertheless, I helped the heroes a few times. Despite... He's a recurring character in the Cho Aniki series. Despite small body, he's capable of stretching and can withstand a lot of damage. Sort of mascot for Messiah, Uminen is a blue-flat humanoid creature with a face comprised of only a few straight lines denoting its eyes, nose, and mouth. Yeah, so he's from the Cho Aniki series, who serves as like a pseudo mascot, and he can actually do some. He can actually just help just helps the characters of the Cho Aniki series a few times. Let me see if I can bring up the website here. Hang on. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me just minimize this a bit. Nope, not this one here. There we go. So yeah, there you go. That's what the character lying in the field is. It's the Uminen. So he is the pseudo mascot for the Messiah and the Cho Aniki series. And there you go. So that tile doesn't give you any bonuses, sadly enough. All I know is that you can actually examine it, and it just serves as an Easter egg. All right. So now we know. So now you can see this little gimmick that was brought in just to tease the fans. Okay, so let's just go to the website. Good. All right, now back to the adventure. Okay, let's bring up the Sega Genesis here. Good. All right, cool. So now let's not waste any more time. I just want to get back into this. Okay, so we got slimes. Okay, so the slimes are on the move. So they're approaching. Turn 2, Balderall full speed down, Cyber guards stay where they are. Okay. I trust your judgment, Robin Magus. Too bad Uminen isn't here to help us because he's dead in the field over there. Balderall full speed down. Alright. Okay, so we're gonna move him as far as we can. So this is about the farthest we can move Balderall. And Sovereign Guards stay where they are. Okay, so we'll just keep them right where they are. Alright, end of phase. Okay, the slimes are closing in. Okay, turn 3. Sabra 6 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Garrett 4 left. Balbarov 2 down. So he's fording across the river. Okay. So that's the end of that. So the green jello makes its move again, as well as the strawberry jello. Okay, the jello is closing in. Alright. Okay, back to the action. Okay. Turn 4, Sabra 1 down. Alright. So Sabra 1. Okay, 1 down, 5 left. 1, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And Garrett 6 to the left. Okay, Balbarov 3 down, 1 left. 1, 2, 3. See. 1, 2, 3. Are you sure you don't want me to position him here? Because it says 3 down and 1 left, so I see 1, 2, 3, but this area this tile is inaccessible. So I think you could either mean this or this tile. If I'm moving it 1 left, then I'm guessing that this is probably the spot you want me to put him in. Alright. Full speed down, 1 left. Okay. Okay, the green gel is backing out. And it's heading straight towards Garrett. Okay, 5th turn. Oh, look who's come in. Charge! Garrett, I'm here to help you. Mina, how did you get here? Clear his face. Okay. Alright. Now, if I remember correctly, we want to make sure Mina takes full charge of the offense in this scenario. Because we want to get her levels up as soon as possible. We want to really power level her here against those slimes. Anywho, let me see. So turn 5, Sabra 4 left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Garrett, 1 down, 4 left. 1. Okay. And Baldarov, 1 down, 4 left. 1 down, full speed left. Okay, this is about as far as I can move him. Alright. Time to let Mina and her gang do the dirty work. And I hope I can power level her. Because I want her to get her to her next class at ASAP. I don't expect Thorn and his gang to level up. Okay, enemy takes a turn, time for the Jello to make its move. Alright, churn 6. Churn 6. Garrett 2 right, don't attack. Alright. Sabra left to Garrett. Baldarov the highest style he can get. Guess this is the highest tile. They cannot stand fire. Get 'em! Time to burn some Jello. That's right, keep racking up that XP. Oh, the enemy was out of range. That's easy pickings. Nope, it's going after the strawberry flavored Jello now. Or maybe it's grape flavored, I don't know. Level 4. Oh, that beautiful XP. What is this? They can't be intelligent. Okay, they're engaging. And I only took off 1 point. Womp womp. That's right, keep pounding away at that jello. Level 5. Oh, we lost one unit. One man, but it's a noble sacrifice. We still managed to get rid of one line jello. There it goes. Turn 7. Garrett and Sub retreat if needed. Baldi to highest tile. Okay. Gotta give that a try. Turn 7. Okay, so Garrett and Sabra do not need to treat because they are full health, so I'm just gonna just leave it like that. Alright, and now Balderov has to go to the highest tile. This is the highest you can go, and we're gonna end that and let the NPCs do the dirty work. Robomegas, I really thank you for this. You're really saving my bacon here. I really appreciate the help. Come on, let's pound it. Oh, we almost destroyed that grape flavored slime. Very welcome. Took me 2 months to develop this. Oh, and I can see the results. A lot of it was trial and error, I suppose. Okay, enemy now takes the turn. Alright, level 6. Alright, another batch of lime jello flattened like pancakes. Turning. Garrett 2 down, 2 left. Bait with Baldi left to Garrett. Zabra stays. Okay. Duly noted. Duly noted indeed. Basically free the spot Garrett occupies from Mina's guard to spy in? Or to stay in, I don't know what. that one back. Okay. Anyways, Churn 8. Garrett. 2 down. 2 down, 2 left. Alright. 1, 2, 1. Okay, so we're gonna have him move this way. Baldy left to Garrett. So we're gonna put him over here. And Sabra stays. Alright, ending that. Alright, we blew up a slime and got ourselves a level 7 in the process. Go us! Oh, steppin', okay. That's what it meant. Hasten agrees what Garrett occupies Ramina's guard to step in. Uh-oh, we're encountering them on the open sea. But apparently that worked. And now the computer is really trying to think of what to do here. Alright, level 8. 2 more levels to go. Alright, sure 9. Alright, okay, anything to do in Churn 9, or we just keep our commanders right where they are? I mean, I guess I could have them move a little bit further to the west and just... Because it looks like Mina has this battle in the bag. So how many of these slimes do we have left? Like, there's only like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, just let Mina handle that. Okay, cool. You know what? Let's just keep them right where they are. No, that's Thorn. And Garrett can stay right where he is. More Jello getting pounded into oblivion. Hell yeah, level 9. Aw, we didn't destroy that one. but these guys might. Oh yeah, there we go. Only two more... Yeah, only two more grape jello... Only two more grape jello sprites remain. Yep. And here comes Thorn's men thinking that they are going to be badass. And they're failing miserably. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me one bit. They were gonna go after Thorn's men, obviously. Oh! One more unit of slimes, and we should be at level 10 for Mina. Okay, last churn before the scenario ends itself. Alright, just gonna remain in place. Okay. Oh yeah, level 10. We get a class promotion. Okay, so Mina can move up one level, so we're pretty much gonna put her to Priestess because she can have herself better healing capabilities for not only herself but for her surrounding units and other commanders and their units. That's pretty much what I've read up on. Yeah, Priestess for Saint. That's what I would say. Okay, so we got Mina now promoted to Priestess. Hell yeah. Okay, destroyed another grape-flavored jello. Oh yeah, there goes another one. The monsters are starting to run away. We will be okay, but I wonder why they appeared here. Garrett, are you sure you're okay? Thank you, I appreciate your help. My name is Thorn. I'll be under your command by the order of Duke Carleon. I welcome you. Mina, why are you here? Please let me come with you. No, I can't. It's too risky. Please, I beg you. I won't get in your way. Very well then, Mina. I have a cross for you from Duke Carleon. The power of the cross is now mine. And we got rid of all the slimes. I have never, ever played this game of Magic to get rid of all the slimes before. Yeah, that tactic definitely worked. Thank you very much, Roll Megas. I really appreciate it, because it's thanks to that tactic that I was finally able that these slimes have all been destroyed. And I was able to get Mina to the class of Priestess. And we got 3,820 points out of it. This level is such a troll. You fight him to level stop or get stuck and Mina misses the XP. Yeah. So we're gonna save the data. Okay, so here is the start of Scenario 5. So I'm just going to read it what it says here. 5. Army of the Empire. Joining the reinforcements from Solrus, Garrett finally begins his march into Baltia. Win. Defeating the enemy's leader Lance. Lose. Death of Garrett. So we now have 5 commanders under our wing and no NPCs. So this time we have to deal with knights, Grand Knights and their cavaliers, as well as some nasty ass Nasty-ass commanders. Are we gonna play this one? Apparently not. It's already 3.5 hours in the stream, and I do have to run for dinner. So, but since it's already saves at the start of this scenario, that's fine. I don't really need to worry about it. So we'll be resuming this on Thursday, where we're gonna deal with the next batch of scenarios for Warsong, and then after we're gonna balance it out with a game of with games of Tales of Eternia, Earthbound Beginnings, and Warsong, respectively. So in any case, we're good. So thank you very much for your help today, Romega. So let's go back to our regular bubble screen. Alright, let's just close this off. Alright. Anyways, well, thank you very much, everyone, for being here today. Robomegas, thank you very much as well for your assistance in today's Warsong game. I'm glad to have debuted this game on RPG Capper as part of the strategy series. Green Imp, it was also good to have you here briefly, as well as you, Squall Cloud. Like I said, your presence here was very much appreciated. So, I do have to run for dinner now, but we'll just see who we can raid right now, shall we? So let me just bring up my list of who might be on. Oh, I do have a good friend of mine. Red Liana K is on. She has been much a bit of a Canadian television celebrity, along with Ed the Sock from the old Much Music days. So I want to give her a raid and see if she's available. So let's just put in a raid for Red Liana K, shall we? There we go. So we're going to be raiding Liana. So say hi to Liana for me from the RPG Capper. And for that, we are going to close off by saying see you next stream on the RPG Capper. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
But I mean, women are tricky, right?